want to thank you for coming on board today. My name is Jeff Clark. I'll be your host today. With GoldenCare USA, I've been with GoldenCare USA for 21 years. I started out as an agent for 5 years, and I've been in the role of a regional director. My job is to kind of recruit and train and help agents market, prospect, etc., design cases, compare and contrast long-term care plans. So in the marketing department here, I've been doing the director job for about 15 years, and so we're kind of here at GoldenCare to help you with, again, everything you need as far as long-term care. You know, whether, again, it's prospecting or designing plans or helping you put together, helping you complete the application, helping you walk that application through new business, underwriting, what have you. Kind of here to support all those aspects. I do still sell, which was part of the premise behind the webinar that you're about to see here. This is a very short webinar. This is about a 10-minute one. But what I'm hearing from a lot of my agents, and just being, I still sell some long-term care on the market there, a couple plans a month, I guess, and it's gotten really expensive to sell long-term care, and so we just kind of had the idea to put together some selling ideas, some designing affordable plans that can actually make your clients want to buy something. Sometimes if we try to quote too much, the example I'll show you, the premiums get to be too high, and agents are wondering why they're not making any sales. Well, the first thing I kind of like to point out to folks when they're trying to design a long-term care plan is short and fat is a heck of a lot better than a long and skinny plan. And I'll illustrate this here on this page here. If you'll notice on here, I'm going to stay with a policy maximum of $270,000 on each scenario here. So I'm going to go with, instead of going with a 5-year benefit at $150 or $4,500 a month to arrive at $270,000, I'm going to go with a $7,500 benefit and a 3-year benefit to arrive at $270,000. Put 3% compound on there instead of 5. And essentially what I've done here is I've almost cut that premium in half. I'm going to leave this up here for just a short period of time here because, again, a short and fat. Now, yes, it's going to only grow at 3% compound as opposed to 5%. But remember, you're starting out at $7,500 versus $4,500. At some point, there is a crossover point. The 5% model, this particular quote is for an age 60, a married couple at age 60. And so the reason why short and fat is so much stronger is because right now it's half the premium, and for right now, you're starting a benefit. A person could have a stroke at age 61, and your benefit is now $7,500 as opposed to $4,500, which we all know is going to leave someone short. If you go to a nursing home with $4,500 a month, you're not going to have all the bill paid. If you're on the East Coast, you're not going to have half it paid. But with even in the Midwest here, you're looking at $5,000 a month, so you're going to be short money here. So whereas if something happens right away, you've got a lot more benefit. 10 years down the road, it's $10,000 as opposed to $7,000. 20 years down the road, we're still paying $13,000 a month out as opposed to $11,000. So somewhere around years 28 or so, this thing crosses over. Remember, the average claim happens at age 82. So for the most part, we've taken them all the way from age 60 all the way through 82 to up to 88 years old until this crosses over. And so, again, a shorter, fatter policy, very good idea, much better benefit. And if you're worried about the person, again, living to be 100, I can tell you this, the need for long-term care diminishes as you age. Not because of the care necessarily, it's just that you're not planning on living on your nest egg for 30 years. When you're 60, you're planning on living on that nest egg for potentially 30 years. When you're 95, you're not planning on living on your nest egg for 35 years. So that need for that nest egg starts to diminish over time. So as that diminishes, the benefits may start to diminish a little bit. That seems to make sense. Again, especially when you're cutting the premiums in half. So long, skinny is not a good idea. Short and fat's the way to go. Okay. Another just idea. Matter of fact, I have illustrated this on the software. So again, here is your long, skinny plan. 4,500, 270, 9,200. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to change this to 7,500. Not going to change it to 270 at all. I'm going to move this down to 3%. Okay, and I'm moving assisted living here back to 75%. 50. And there, I still got a pot of money at 270, but I've cut that premium from 9,200 down to 58. it's just a correct way to sell long-term care. Okay, save your clients some money that way. But you know what? There are a lot of price-sensitive clients out there, and even a $5,000 premium is kind of a lot for a 60-year-old couple to swallow. And so I've had to go even lower in my selling. And so what I'm typically doing here is I don't mind starting out. I've got to show them something. I've got to let them see something they could possibly buy. And so I'm going to go with a $3,000 a month benefit and a $75,000 pot of money. So again, I have to tell this client, look, you don't need the long-term care to pay every portion of this long-term care, potential risk. In other words, if that nursing home is going to charge me $5,000 a month, I probably have a pension, I have a Social Security income, I have income, and I can afford to pay $2,000 a month. I can't afford to pay $5,000 a month. And so there's nothing wrong with a long-term care plan paying all or a portion of the long-term care need. You don't, the mistake that I see agents make a lot is they find out that a nursing home, if it's full level of care, level J, and they're doing, prescription drug administering, and they're bathing them, and they're helping them with, therapy, and, that bill is $8,000 a month or $6,000 a month. They're going to design a long-term care plan with a $6,000 or $7,000 a month benefit. They're going to say, well, you could be there for as long as 10 years, and so they're going to put together a $500,000 pot of money, and they're going to put inflation on it 5%, and they're back at that premium that I originally showed you, this $9,000 premium. Well, no one's ever going to buy it. You're not going to sell long-term care. So if you come out with a $3,000, $75,000, and maybe a $4,000, $100,000 with no inflation, maybe you then suggest 1% or 2%. Work your way up from there. So again, with this couple here at 60 years old, instead of scaring them with $5,800, I might again just go to a little $3,000 benefit, $75,000 pot of money, take the inflation out of there. Okay? And now I'm looking at a monthly premium here, or an annual or monthly, $36.52. What I'm showing the client here is, yes, you can afford to buy some coverage. And I'm a big believer in some coverage is better than nothing. So from here, I might then also show them $4,000 and $100,000. Okay? So now again, we're right in that range. Now from there, I might want to bump a little inflation there. So you know what? We could try doing a little inflation here. Average claim happens at 82. Maybe we're going to put I don't know. Maybe we'll put 2% in there. Okay, 1.5. Okay. So now again, we're at $70.01, and I can look at future values here. So what does 1% do to the thing? Well, it's a little bigger so we can see it. So that tells the client that right now the benefit is $4,000 a month. In 20 years, you'll be paying $53.91. There's some growth there. And the nice thing about the software here is you can show them that at 2.5 growth, that would be at $5,100, or it'd be at in 15 years, it'd be at $5,700. At 2.5 and percent with at 20 years down the road, it'll be at $6,500. And so you kind of show them the different growths, different percentages. You want to get them just to get some type of inflation, because remember with Mutual Omaha, if you pick any inflation at all, 1%, you're able to increase that, say, from 1 to 1.5, from 2 to, say, 4, anytime before their 75th birthday or within 20 years of buying the policy, you're able to increase your inflation free of underwriting. So what I tell people, to get people started, there's nothing wrong with quoting a 1.5%, $3,500 a month benefit and a pot of money at, say, $90,000. Because now what I've done is I show them that it's affordable. You can do this. You can buy something. Okay? So my advice, again, start low, work your way up, let people know you can afford it. Remind clients that insurance doesn't need to pay the whole thing, and work your way up from there. Okay? All we're trying to do is tell them that it is affordable. It's just what level you're comfortable buying. Okay. Switch gears to another topic. This has been a very hot topic in the industry. The LTC hybrids we're seeing so much of. Honestly speaking, I'm not sure why we're selling so many hybrids. When I break these down, I told you at the beginning here that my job typically is to compare and contrast long-term care plans. Brokers will bring me something. They've got a widow lady with osteoporosis and a compression fracture, and what's the best care to use because of health? Or They bring me again, maybe a client, a couple that they're working their financial plan, they're thinking about getting a hybrid plan, or they don't know if they should buy a pure long-term care plan, or what's the right answer for them. So I'm breaking down all these hybrids lately. And hybrids have been so popular. And what I mean by hybrid, of course, is the long-term care and life insurance combo plans. Nothing wrong with them. Great plans. They seem to be selling a lot of them. But as a pure long-term care guy, when I dig deep on these things, for the life of me, I can't understand why we're selling so many of them. So then I have 4 slides to kind of illustrate this, and this is actually my 3rd attempt at this, so we're going to see how well this goes. But I pulled 2 hybrids out there, 2 companies, called Company A, Company B. I don't want to pick on any companies because it doesn't matter what hybrid company I use here. The same thing kind of comes true. So this particular hybrid is a 55 and a 50-year-old couple. Okay? So what I did here is I did a death benefit of $125,000. If you know anything about hybrids, they typically pay out 4% of your death benefit until exhausted, so you get basically 2 years at $5,000 a month. So here it is. So for a $25,000 death benefit that pays $5,000 a month, because remember the hybrid is either or. You know, if I don't use long-term care, well then I get a death benefit, so I don't have to waste my money in premiums. That's the premise behind these things. That, you know, what if I pay my whole life and never use them? Well, then you lose that money. So people like the idea of a hybrid say, well, if I never get long-term care, never need it, I at least get a death benefit. That's what we're doing here. So this situation, for $5,000, they get a $125,000 death benefit or a $5,000 a month benefit for 2 years of long-term care. Either one, you know, either or. That's cost $5,000. Another company I ran, that same benefit costs $4,219. So again, I get to thinking on this, and this is just, you know, competing with them, pricing with them. I went ahead and I ran a long-term care. This I happen to run with Mutual of Omaha. I don't mind saying because Mutual of Omaha has some of the best rates out there, or the best rates right now in long-term care. But okay, so I ran a plan for a 55 and a 50-year-old couple, and I ran it at a $125,000 death benefit. Excuse me, just a benefit overall in long-term care. And then I ran a $5,000 a month benefit. So the long-term care at that level, so the pot of money was $125,000. The monthly amount was $5,000 a month for 2 years, okay, until that $125,000 is gone. The premium for that was $11.66, the 2 of them, okay? No inflation, of course, right? Just like this doesn't have any inflation. Then I went ahead and I priced a second-to-die life that's equal to a $125,000 death benefit. So in other words, again, there's no inflation with this. So if I add the 2 together, for $2,400, what I sold this couple was the exact same death benefit and monthly benefit they're getting for the hybrid, but instead of having to give them an either or, I'm giving them a long-term care benefit and a guaranteed death benefit for half the premium. So you get twice the benefits for half the premium. Again, why people sell so many hybrids, for the life of me, I don't understand. So I went a step further here. Down here then, I went ahead and on that long-term care premium, that was, I get these better, that was $1,330, the 2 of them, I put inflation with this, 3% compounding inflation. And I did that premium then now is $2,866. I add the same second-to-die life policy here at $11.66, okay? So in other words, now I'm going to get the death benefit back if I die in my sleep and I don't need it. And so now I've actually put inflation with the long-term care plan that I designed. The total amount is $4,000. I'm still coming in under both of the hybrid plans. So at $4,000. So what do the benefits look like? This is where, again, it's mind-boggling how many hybrids I'm seeing sold out there. It's like 4 to 1 on long-term care plans. Hybrids are being sold. So if my premium is $5,000 a year, and for that, I'm getting a $5,000 a month benefit if I need long-term care until the $125,000 is exhausted. Or if I die in my sleep and I never need it, I get $125,000. So in this situation, for $5,000, I get a death benefit or an LTC benefit. I'm guaranteed one of the 2 of them. Okay, I get one, either one or the other. All right. And by the other company we ran here was $4,200, same scenario. I'm going to get one or the other. I'm going to get $5,000 a month, or I'm going to get, you know, a $125,000 death benefit. Okay, so I get death or LTC benefit, one or the other. So remember here, If I don't put inflation with it, and I just put a second denied death with it, and I do the same benefits as the hybrid portion, care of the life and the long-term care portion, my premium's cut in half. And now I'm giving that client a $5,000 a month benefit and a long-term care benefit of $125,000. But instead of making them pick between the two, even if they use long-term care and use the whole thing up and then die, they received $125,000 in long-term care and another $125,000 in death. Twice the benefit, half the premium. To me, it's a no-brainer which one to buy here. And this is how you do it down here at $24.96. So the other one now, remember I put inflation with this benefit. So now what I have here is I have a premium of $4,000, which again is comparable or under the hybrid cost. So the average claim I mentioned earlier happens around between age 82, 83, somewhere in there. So these people are 50 and 55. So let's just say 30 years from now when they expect a claim. The monthly payout is $12,000 a month for my long-term care needs, as opposed to $5,000. Now we're almost triple the benefit, right? Well, if you look at the death benefit, instead of getting $125,000, I get $303,000 of long-term care benefit. Okay, so now for less premium than a hybrid, I'm getting $12,000 instead of $5,000 a month for benefit. I'm getting $300,000 instead of $125,000 for my total benefit. And by the way, if I use it, I still get a guaranteed death benefit of $125,000. Because remember, up here, if I use any of the monthly benefit, I don't get my death. You know, and if I use it up in long-term care, I won't get my death benefit. You know, if I die in my sleep and I don't use any long-term care, I at least get my death. But it's either or. It's not both. Down here, you get both. And you get a lot more benefit, and you get less premium. So when I see this, I guess I'm troubled with how much hybrids are being sold, how much they're being marketed and sold to people. I know there's a convenience factor of buying one plan and being done, but, you know, if it's my client, I'm going to take the extra step, and I'm going to go ahead and try to help them, you know, solve this problem and give them a lot more benefit for what they're paying. Now, I did the same exact example. I used instead of a 55 and 50, I did the same thing with a 65 and 60-year-old couple. Premiums naturally are higher because, you know, they're older now, okay, so those premiums are $7,000, $8,000. Same thing comes through. Here's my premium without inflation. Here's my premium with inflation. Now that the premiums are severely under what a hybrid costs, and the payouts, again, now I'm giving them a $9,000 a month benefit if they go on claim instead of $5,000. I'm giving them $225,000 instead of $125,000 benefit, and I'm giving them $125,000 guaranteed. Versus here, it's either or. So again, now we're really starting to see the savings add up here as far as the premium. And again, less time to grow, 20 years down the road because it's a 65 and 60-year-old. But the benefits are, I can do this against any hybrid out there, and we can do this with, you know, using a lot of long-term care companies and a lot of life companies out there. Okay. My point, I guess, to this is that there's a more affordable way to price long-term care. Let GoldenCare's office help you. Let us we do this for a living. This is what we do. It's an old mentor of mine used to say, this isn't a hobby. This is what we do for a living. So let us help you design some plans. Give us a call at the marketing office. Here's our number. Up here, 800-842-7799. The next time you have a case, the next time you go up against a hybrid case, or maybe you're just trying to quote some price-sensitive clients, you want a couple pointers or some ideas, please give us a call here at GoldenCare. Talk to one of the marketers. You know, ask for Lynn or myself or Jen or John, and we're happy to help you design a great plan that makes sense for your client and help you write more business. So with that, again, I promised short and sweet, not a very long webinar today. So I want to thank you for coming on board. We did record this, I believe, so this will be available on our GoldenCare Agent website, right here, GoldenCare Agent. So unless there's any questions out there, again, I want to thank you for coming on board today, and good luck selling.